What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to The Nerdy Narrative. Last week on the channel, I put up a video of the SPSFC top 3 semifinalists chosen by Team Book Invasion that's going to go forward in the competition. At the time of filming, I had not yet received our team's allocations for the next round, meaning the semifinalists that Team Book Invasion would be reading. And how this particular phase works is each team gets 2 other teams' top 3 picks. So we're reading another 6 books to which we will then vote to see which book will then move forward as a finalist. So without further ado, let me share with you the 6 semifinalists that I'm going to be reading in the coming weeks. I've only heard of one of these books, and that one book that I have heard of was already on my TBR. So this is extremely exciting that I'm going to get to read a book that I already wanted to read and had on my list to read, and getting to it sooner. But the first book I want to talk about is called Galaxy Cruise: The Maiden Voyage by Marcus Alexander Hart. Some of my teammates have already started reading this one and they said it's really funny, so I am looking forward to it very much. So let's see what this one is about. Humanity needed a hero. It got a karaoke DJ. Oh man, this one's gonna be something, isn't it? Leo McGavin is not the brightest specimen of humanity. But when he inadvertently rescues a flirty alien Harris, he's promoted from second-rate lounge entertainer to captain of the galaxy's most sophisticated cruise ship. Before he can flee in terror, a human-hating executive gives Leo an ultimatum. Complete the vessel's maiden voyage or mankind's lost colony will be turned into a sewage dump. This is going to be hilarious. I just know it is. The next book that I want to talk to you about is the one that was already on my TBR, which is Lightblade by Zamil Akhtar. I know a lot of you are probably familiar with this cover. You've seen it everywhere. I am so happy to finally get to read this book. Funny thing is, it's been on my TBR for so long, I've completely forgotten what it's about. I just know I see the cover all the time, and I'm like, man, I want to read that book. I mean, the cover alone makes me want to read it. Maybe I never knew what it was about. I just saw the cover, and I was like, ooh, TBR. Yes. One day Josh will climb the heavens and slay a dragon god. Though nothing could seem less likely for a slave, especially one whose body is too broken to cycle sunshine into destructive magical energy. Wait a minute. Are we solar power superheroes? We're cycling sunshine into destructive magic? Ah, okay. I'm interested. Until he meets a woman who can secretly teach him Lightblade, an energy sword transmuted from sunlight capable of changing size, shape, and performing incredible magical feats according to the wielder's skill level. I don't need to read any further. I'm going to love that one. Next on the list is Reaper by Elliot Pepper. Let's see. And description for this one. And I'm not reading the full descriptions. I'm just reading enough to sort of tease what it's about, or enough for me to figure out, yes, I'm going to love this. So I will have all of the books linked in the description below so you can read the full book description and see what other reviewers are saying. But for Reaper, it says, how far would you go to achieve your greatest ambition? Nothing is what it seems in this speculative thriller. Yes! I love speculative fiction. I love thrillers. But I've interrupted myself. Nothing is what it seems in this speculative thriller about a quantum computer scientist, a virologist, podcaster, venture capitalist, and assassin coming together to untangle a twisted enigma that will change the course of future history. What? I love assassins. Y'all know I love assassins. Any word that's got ass in it twice, I'm going to love. So yeah, I think that one's going to be a win. Next on the list, we have The Pono Way. That title is very easily misread. A refugee crisis tests a utopian island community to its limits. In 2050, the United States of America has finally crumbled. Jake's family fled the burned-out ruins of Chicago for the safety of the artificial island setting of Pono. Okay, so that's where Pono comes from. Now grown, Jake works as an independent journalist, but the horrors of Chicago River riots still haunt him. As Pono watches, safe in the Pacific Ocean, the west coast nation of Cascadia collapses under a further series of catastrophes. This one is definitely going to be on the serious end of the spectrum. Next on the list is Mouse Cage by Malcolm F. Cross. Troy carries more secrets with him than most. a test subject for experimental surgery, a clone engineered from modified lab mice, an addict. He tells himself his past is behind him, but he'll never escape his childhood in Lake North's labs. What was done to him there, what he was made into, and what he did. And then skimming down here, it looks like Troy meets the love of his life, a perfect match. But when the past begins to catch up to Troy, not even their love will be strong enough to protect him if he can't face the agonizing truth of who he and Jennifer really are. That might be good. I really liked the love story, the surprising love story that was in Blake Crouch's Recursion, which a lot of people call Blake Crouch a science fiction author. I say he writes love stories, but that's just me. And then I think the final book here on the list is called The Emissary by Michael J. Edwards. It wasn't the aliens she had to worry about, it was the humans. Ain't that the truth? We're like the worst. A troubled young woman is recruited by a race of ancient alien explorers to be their emissary to save the human race from extinction. The problem is that not everyone believes the world is doomed and not everyone trusts the aliens' motives. Makes sense. Holly Burton will have to overcome opposition from world leaders, attacks by religious zealots, assassination attempts, intractable bureaucracies, and her own fears and doubts if she is to save the human race, not just from the coming apocalypse, but from itself. Oh my goodness, that one sounds like that one might be a ride too. So I'm very excited about all 6 of these for different reasons. Some sound like they're going to be a great time, a good laugh. Some of them have a little bit of magic involved. 2 or 3 of these sound like good thrillers that I'm going to enjoy, and one might just possibly be a sci-fi love story. We'll find out together. I'm going to be reading these over the coming weeks. I'll be chatting about them here on the channel, so if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that button on your way out today. Drop the title of the book that most catches your interest, and whichever one I see the most of will be the one I read first. Thank you all so much for being here today and watching to see who is going to be in this next round of SPSFC reads for me and Team Book Invasion. I hope you are as excited as I am to find out who's going to be going forward into the final phase of the competition. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.